Here we go. Three, two, one. We're going.
Welcome, everybody. It's another episode of the Happy Hoodlums podcast. This is actually the first Happy Hoodlums podcast, but the 13th episode of what was Dawn Talk, now that we've rebranded it under the Happy Hoodlums name. We have Craig Doby, our brother in the house, one of our editing friends, and a local guru when it comes to getting your music video on or finding talent or a car, whatever you need. Just an incredible, charismatic man over there. And we got Zack Sampson, the powerful one, down below, or at least maybe on my screen he's down
Yeah,
below. I don't
I'm
know
on the
how.
bottom.
All right. Um, but yeah, this has been a long time coming, you guys. A long time coming. So for the audience, we've been trying to get Craig and saying Craig needs to be on this bitch forever because Craig is a fucking workhorse. If you're in Portland and you're looking for like a rapper or you got a photo shoot that you need or whatever it is, man, I'm telling you, Craig has been on his shit since when we first all met back in college in Mount Hood community.
It's been a long
Um,
time.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
it's crazy now. You guys take it away. I talk too much. Finally, I got Craig on here, which is perfect because he's the only person I know that talks as much as me.
Hey, you already know I love talking. I love hearing myself talk. You know what I mean? I want to say first off, I appreciate you guys for having me on the show podcast. Happy Hoodlums, right?
Happy
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
motherfucking
dude,
hoodlums.
I think we're awesome. Happy Hoodlums deep down. No, I mean I want to say I appreciate you guys for having me on and just being able to have the spotlight on me and stuff like that. You guys, it means a lot just because there's a lot of artists that need this kind of platform. So I think what you guys are building is actually moving in the right direction. It's genius, right? And as you guys do this, it's going to keep growing and keep growing. You guys know a lot of people. It's about who you know, not what you know. So no, shouts out to you guys. And little about me, I'm Craig Doby, digital media producer, representing Northside Portland. And what I will do is I've worked with a lot of artists, music artists in the hip hop industry, or genre. And what I do is I focus on the three components, and that's going to be image, sound, and reputation. We all know how image is very important. In the first 10 seconds of somebody talking, we're going to know if we like that person, right? Image is very, very important. And then I can even go in more in depth, but I'm just going to keep it short, right? And then sound, of course, sound. I don't really do the recording, but I do have a sound department that does focus in that area that has worked with most of the talented that has came up out of Portland with more than 5 years in music sound production. And last but not least, reputation. We always got to focus on reputation. You want to make sure that people know nobody's going to want to spend the money on the guy that is as an asshole, right? Just like when you that bad salesman, right? Nobody wants to spend money with that salesman that is really bad and you don't trust them, right? We want to spend money on somebody that we want to be like, or we want to that we can actually relate to. So those are the three components that we focus on. Along with that, we help artists transform their passion into a business, how to generate income, right? I think of artists, we all are able to make music, talented, right? We have these latent talents with music, right? But, I think actually generating the income, having the bank account, having to be able to get your LLC and that kind of stuff and not being screwed on contracts and we do all that, right? So when it comes to the transforming their passion into a business. We also help with stage presence, performance, confidence. We all like a smile and we all like somebody that's confident, right? No matter what, confident. There can be anybody that is a wallflower, know how big and charismatic they are. If that goofy dude that is on the dance floor and uh, 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 he's more attention than the guy that is on the wall any day, because he's able to go ahead and not feel judged, right? So stage performance is very important. We got the PA system. This is the mic right here, and I'll talk to you about the artists that we're working with as well. So last but not least, from that engagement is very important. You guys, having relationships is the most important part. Like it feels like it's very important. They all have something to go in depth with each other, like with the components, but you have to be able to engage and build organic relationships. I stress it so much. We've all been that artist where we pay for followers and bots and stuff like that. But who are we psyching out in the end? It's ourselves, right?
Well,
So like,
nothing happens in a vacuum, dog, you know? And like, I don't mean to cut you off, but we're gonna go back just a second because I'm really curious, man. What made you start with music videos? Because when we all got into the media production and stuff, or at least like on a college level and seeking to be professionals, you were like already a professional. You already had shit dialed into the fact where you had videos constantly rolling where it was hard for you to even like dedicate to projects. Your projects had to be like part of your real projects that are your like actual workload, right? Just to
yeah,
get through that shit. And that was like not only inspiring to everybody that was in the program, especially me, because I was like the bro that snuck
thank
in.
you, thank you,
But I'm just curious, man, how did that start for you? And
bro.
why'd
I'm
you
gonna be
focus on
honest.
music?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think it just comes from bloodline. I gotta always start with the parents, right? That's where it comes from, right? My
Mm-hmm.
dad was already in, my mom and my dad, they already had their own business coming from there. Even as a kid, like bro, like entrepreneurship. I didn't know what I was doing when I was selling lemonade, but bro, like I had the cash register. It was a Clay-Doh. It was a piece of Clay-Doh, quality Clay-Doh, and we put the quarters in their slots. So I had my register. I didn't know what it was though. We just made a shop. Lemonade, we got on the bikes, we went through, got that. So like even from there, and then going into, high school, I never did good on selling beef jerky. I ate the beef jerky and the chocolate.
Yeah, I sold beef jerky.
Didn't do good at that. You eat one, you like, I got 19 left. It's okay. I'll pay that dollar. Man, shoot, I need another one. So I always ate the beef jerky and the chocolate. So, and then getting into high school, bro, no lie, man. Shouts out to my mom, bro. I really owe it to my mom because she was the child care provider for North Portland, a lot of Portland artists. That's how I became popular in the beginning, because my mom was putting in the
Mm,
work. She was taking care of everybody's kids. Parents didn't want to take care of their kids.
yeah.
No disrespect, no disrespect. I shouldn't have said that. Oh my god. But nobody, your parents didn't want to take care of your bad ass. Sorry, I'm sorry. But overall, that's how I became popular, right? And I played games and stuff like that. So moving
Yeah.
forward, being in the North Portland and stuff like that, that's how I already kind of knew everybody, right? That was how I was known. And
Mhm.
then getting to high school, I sold weed, of course, and I was really good at it. I started from riding a bike to getting the car. No, what, from the bike to the bus to the car to two cars to paying rent for my house. I mean, my mom's, rent, because my mom was struggling with a few things and stuff like that. We all fall, you know what I mean? We all fall, but that's where it all came from. That's where the work ethic came in. Like, bro, it was already like inculcated in me, like as a kid, bro, just because of seeing my mom do it, knowing my dad and my mom, seeing their pictures and seeing their white Honda 3000. You know the clean one that looks like a Lamborghini?
Oh, you're talking about the old school throwback Hondas that looks
They
like a it looks like a Dodge 3000 or whatever,
It looks nice, bro. It looks like the old Ferrari, that body style, that
or
body
the
style.
used one or some shit.
It was that body style. So it's the Honda 3000, I think, bro. It was white, and that, bro, like just seeing that always is installed. So that's a little bit from where, bro, my work ethic, came from just over the years of working in fast food, always, providing exceptional service. Your customer's always right. You know what I mean? You're always got to be doing something. You got to be cleaning. Oh, I got everything done. No, there's always something that needs to be done. Come on, you know what I mean? So like all that just comes from there. So just being able to know everybody from my mom, and being a good person, being in the gang banging and hustling and being, you know, you know, just being a leader. I think that has always been installed into me, bro. And
So
yeah.
did okay, Zach. if you got a question, just jump in. Don't hold your tongue, okay? You got to just jump over the top of us. Otherwise, we're just gonna go back and forth. But
No, you're good.
Cool.
all right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I remember some of the like beginning videos that you were making. There was a lot of like people that you would make that were in gangs and stuff. You would make videos for them. So did that kind of naturally have a community and within and of itself, that you were able to just jump around because Portland's really weird and clicky, especially when it comes to music. So we can talk about that because it's
Yeah.
really interesting. It's almost like music groups in Portland are their own fucking gang, separate of colors and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird crab in a bucket shit. So you can go ahead and explain the politics of that and that whole dynamic and how it worked out for you in the beginning and maybe where it's progressed now because I know you're so influential now, and it took a lot of you making videos for less, like doing more for less, that all of a sudden people recognized and really respected the artist academy that you were building even when you were just planting it in a seed form.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I would say with me having any kind of influence, I think that allowed me to know the culture and how to communicate correctly. And also there's a little bit, so I'm gonna trying to stay focused. So knowing, yes, a little bit of the culture so I can know how to communicate, get in, right? Um, not spy, but like actually like intricate, like get in and know what's going on, who is doing this and who's doing that, okay, cool. But at the same time, because I don't manifestate that kind of lifestyle, it withers away, right? Like so knowing like who is going against each other and you start losing your access to it if you're just not caring about it. It's just like us not caring about the poop that just came out of that horse's butt just now. You know what I mean? We're not caring if it's just not. It just has nothing to just. So it's you know.
Bro, that's the
Um,
most funniest analogy, but yeah, that was irrelevant shit,
I was trying to
literally.
use, I was trying to use something that wasn't frivolous, but at the same time that has a extreme to it, right?
All right.
But no, so those two things. But like a lot of the artists that did, gangbang from Crips to Bloods that did, still come through because I played on both sides, and I would say I'm blessed to say that. Hopefully, saying this doesn't really hurt me in any kind of way, but I don't. At the same time, I'm confident enough to just say, like, if I do work with you, there's something that we both, push each other in doing. So either if you're blood, Crip, white or black, Puerto Rican or Asian, you know what I mean? There's something that actually it's more than us. It's not
Mhm.
about me, it's not about you, it's more about the people. And there's a time where I don't want to go too deep because like I said, this is gonna open up to a lot, bro, with energy and manifestation and stuff like that. Like I talked to this guy named Zack today, and we're in the gym. Funny,
Yeah.
his name's Zack. Uh super like crazy guy. Like when he's exercising, he goes,
Oh. Super
and we're
extra.
just like, yeah, bro. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. And he's like, we're just like, bro, super vibing. And he talks about like how manifestating, how like it was just really good. It was really good, bro. So moving forward, but yeah, just being able to have that connection and stuff like that with people that do have the politics, it's a blessing. I hope the best for everybody and ending that on that. Um, as I was doing the music videos, I don't know
Hmm.
if you guys remember, but when we were doing our business cards, how mine were colorful at first. I
Yeah.
didn't know what my target niche and my passion and what my goal was on this earth to do, right?
Mm.
So I did focus on the gang area for a little bit. Then I focused on I can't breathe. Oh my gosh, George Floyd, right? And I'm like, so, then I'm like, can I be a president? Let me be a president then. Let me be a mayor. I'm like, politics. Ah,
Yeah.
yeesh. Ah. Then I'm like, but I can inspire and motivate and empower. I can see the little bit of somebody and I can see not the potential, because that means you're standing still. I can see your kinetic energy. I can sell you. And I'm gonna find out the ways, the 5 ways how to sell you. And that's who, what, where, when, why, how. We learned this from our journal dude. What was his name, by the way, Zach?
He knows him better than I do.
The journalism teacher,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Buck, Howard Buck.
Hey,
I don't know.
Mr. Buck,
Cool
shouts
dude.
out to you. I take
Oh,
your
are you talking
process.
about the Punisher?
He's
That was
bald.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin was the Punisher.
Yeah.
But no, what I was gonna say, and side note, we got to get Kevin on the podcast because he's fucking hilarious.
If you can
But,
get him.
He's amazing. Shouts out to Kevin. I utilize his process in every single thing I do, and I think about him every single day, bro. So shouts out. We got to get him on the podcast.
But I think when you're talking about politics, bro, for real, you come into the room, like, especially in school. I always describe myself, I was like a badass Ferris Bueller. You know what I mean? And Craig came in like a fucking sitcom. Like, you know when someone walks in the room and there's applause or some shit? Like, there's like a reaction and they're just doing their shit, bro. You would come in like fucking JJ and shit. You know what I mean? Like, there was a whole...
He had his
like,
Pico every day, camera around his neck, nice shoes.
Yeah, and people would... Like, you would announce your own title. Like, people don't understand this. You would come in and be like, Craig Doby, digital producer. Like, you would say it when you go in the fucking room. And, like, that shit used to kill me. But I get it now. And it's funny, like, we don't understand these smaller phases. And I think maybe, like, in the business card realm, right? When you were designing it, it was kind of like all those different colors. It was a metaphor. Because what you were doing was taking a little bit over here, a little bit over here, and
Right.
really making life vibrant. You know, you were just displaying vibrant life.
Got it. Yeah.
Like through who you are and trying to get the best out of someone else to bring it through your work, you know? And Zack knows your work way more intimately than I do. I would come through and I'd be like, it looks good. Or I'd come through and be like, no, bro. And I'd give you a whole fucking essay about some shit. I'd give you a lecture and just start preaching at you. But Zack literally, we have an interesting relationship, right? And Zack, I'll let you describe how you and Craig work together because it's literally outside of me. I'll be doing my 9 to 5 or whatever, and Zack and Craig will have a whole other like video, and Zack will be like, "Oh yeah, I was just editing this video that was overflow because like Craig's got so much work. You know what I mean? His workload is massive for all that he does. So you guys can put on that for a little bit because I think the people need to know what happens behind the scenes.
I mean, like,
Help, Zach. That's what that sounds
yeah,
like.
dude.
Yeah.
Hold on, I can open up my fucking text, and it's like, hold on, it's this motherfucker 2 days ago. He says, I need help, boss. First of all, I get a missed phone call, and he's like, I need help, boss. And then I call him back. I'm like, what's up? What's happening, playa? And so, yeah, and then he sends me the project. He tells me what it needs to be done, any special effects that need to be had, and then fucking sends it over, and I bust it out as fast as I can.
See, I can say that like I'm the Don, but secretly Zack is like the engine. He's a workhorse too. Like I call Zack too when I need some help with some shit. I'm like, Zack, I'll give Zack the craziest idea though. It's totally different. You'll hand him a file, right? I'll just call Zack and throw him a fucking. I'll be like, Zack, I got it.
Yeah, he'll talk to me for an hour straight about this idea, bro. It'll be like nonstop. I'll be like, yeah, okay, yeah. And I'm just listening to this idea, bro.
You know, the beauty though is like I see what you're doing, even like you're wearing your own shirt, right? So like Zack and I have dabbled in clothing, we've dabbled here and there, right? And I see like you've on a solo dolo tip have done the same thing. And you've touched so many lives just by your willingness to like go out there and get it. And I want to ask you something about your journey, right? By giving you a little bit of mine. Like my perspective for a long time was like, oh, if I just get on this person's team because I know exactly where they need to go, right? hopefully they'll turn around because they don't realize the resource that they are to me, right? And they'll bless me back. And it was the wrong way of going about it because for my younger years, it was like I would put myself down here and put people up here on a pedestal and look at people as opportunities in a sense, not like wholeheartedly, like I wasn't being genuine, but there was a secret agenda behind everything, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
wanted to get up here so we could be peers because I saw us as peers, but I thought you didn't see me the way I saw you. You feel me?
Correct. Yep.
And that really shaped my whole brand building concept. You know, how did that
That's
happen
good.
for you?
That's real. That's really good because you're not alone on that. Everybody wants that. Every artist that I work with has that problem. They want everybody to support them, but they're not getting it. So that's the reason why in my artist academy, Frank Doby Artist Academy, the culture is that's what I'm working on instilling and inculcating into my artists as well. Is we have to give before we receive, and it's not an intent behind it. You know what I mean? I think that's where when we have the intent behind it, and it's not for actually just I'm just helping you out. That is it, right? Not but actually for a return, right? When you want something expected out of it, that's where it gets muddy. But if you're just like, I'm just doing this for the earth, right? You going outside, you picking up a piece of trash, you just throw it away. Nobody's gonna give you an award or anything like that. It's just you, it's your integrity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it comes down to. I think that kind of helped me. Like lately, what I've been practicing is I've been studying I studied the Buddhism for like maybe like 2 days. 2 days. Yeah, I can think if it's going in
It's like
depth.
I
I'm like
started reading a book.
Your eightfold path was like 2 steps.
2 days. That's it. Okay, I know when they wake up and I know maintain. All right, I'm
As
so
long
good.
as you cherry pick, what'd you glean from that though? What'd you take from it?
Buddhism, chinchillas. Let's go. Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's what. um, but yeah, no, that's what I was just saying. Just always checking what your intent behind it, right? And so now what my process is, what I've been working on is strictly just giving, right? Anybody that I work with, if it's from a business owner, if it's from an artist, I do go ahead and go through their profile. I do take that. It's work. It's work. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this again? Why am I doing this again? Oh, because people are interesting, and because when we become vulnerable, like you just
Mm-hmm.
did, it's going. And while this is recorded, it's going to be able to be it's dispersed, and it brings value to people. That's why we want to be able to help people and push other people because we never know what how much it means to them, right? And I say the small things always make the big impacts. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, I think it's just always good intent, bro. I think you're very I've never sensed it from you that you wanted to do something and I probably get this is for everybody, you know what I mean? Just I think we probably do think like, damn, I do want something out of it. But there's a part of you that does want to just do it without anything out of it. But um, I think there's a thought process that we do just got to actually take out and replace it with a good thought with it to knowing why you're doing it. If that
It
makes sense.
it's a level of like you used a good word in integrity. But I want to say it's almost like I wasn't malicious in my intent, you know,
Yeah,
but
correct.
it wasn't pure because like what I love about this podcast is really I realized I'm the center point of meeting a lot of dope ass people, but
Correct.
I don't need to be the dope ass person. I know I'm dope as fuck, you know?
Correct.
And it took a long time for me to get that level of confidence because I know so many cool people, point A, and point B, like, um, sometimes it's like, all right, in the story of Moses, right? Moses learned all his shit in the desert, right? In the wilderness. And here's an interesting thing about Hebrew, right? The Hebrew word for wilderness translates to the place that you meet God, right? And in the story of Moses, right, that's where he got all of his powers, like, and where he understood what his purpose was, you know? And so I think in life we go through this journey that's like very it's a metaphor, you know, it's very similar to that we get lost and we find ourselves in our lostness, you know, once we encounter our purpose. And
Not funny.
hmm,
The fact that you say that, just with journeys and going on their way, sometimes we do get lost. You know what I mean? And I think the only reason why sometimes we get lost is because we don't have really our purpose. Like you said, we don't really like. It comes down to this: whatever your spiritual awareness, I mean, health, your spiritual wellness is. If it's crystal, if it's God, if it's Christianity, whatever it is,
mhm.
crystals, spirits, tarots, witch, Buddhism, if it's dwarfism, whatever it is, you have to have some kind of, bro.
Hold on, hit me with that.
It's Druidism. My bad,
You said
Druidism.
dwarfism, bro. That's a
That's right.
condition. That's
Hey,
a condition.
you know what I'm saying?
It's the
But
nature
yeah,
one. Whatever, Druid. That's what it was. Dwarf. I said dwarf. My bad.
Yeah.
Druidism. Whatever. But whatever it is, you have to have whatever is your higher power, bro. I think that's what it is because it don't matter if I'm Christian, right?
mhm.
My ex, she was freaking into Jehovah's Witness. You know what I mean? So like,
Oh yeah. Look, you don't need a church to discover God. Like, you don't need a religion. And there's a lot of connotations that go along with the word God that turn people off. So, like, that's not what I intend to do. Me, myself, I'm a Christian because that was the gateway in which I, like, recognized God within myself, you
yeah,
know? Because when I actually met you guys, like, I had just gone through like the dark night of my soul. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I think it's equally important, right, to explain where we come from and what we've been through. Because I heard a quote. I think this is Malcolm Gladwell. He said, um, "You want what I have today, but do you want to do what I did yesterday?"
correct. And that's why I don't compare myself to anybody else because, who they are today, you don't know what they went through the journey. You know what I mean? So like that's the only reason why I simply is control myself, bro. I'm an Aries, so I compete. I feel like I'm the leader, the greatest sometimes, so I gotta always be like checking myself. And the only way I was able to keep like my sanity was by literally journaling what I did the day before. So did I spend a lot of time on my phone? Was I jacking off? Was I doing this? Or was I actually being productive? Was I calling Zack, telling him, hey, like this is the new month? Like, what am I doing to myself? We don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. So like being able to talk to Zack yesterday and like what this is gonna look like in the future, it brought my anxiety down. Now I'm able to know that Zack has got this load. I'm able to go over here, take on people's, make sales. So I think it's just, controlling only what you can control and really comparing yourself to who you were yesterday. And the gift is being present,
Mm,
working on it day by day. The gift is being present right now.
hmm
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Zach, you got anything? Because otherwise, I'm gonna hit him with a Nipsey Hussle quote. It's
Well, I
gonna kill
mean,
him.
a lot of people struggle with being present, just like in general, whether it's like everyday situations or pulling out their phone to take a picture because they don't just look at the view, right? And so like
Mm,
on my hikes that I've been going on every week, I've been making it a point not to just take a bunch of pictures all the time and only take
Mm.
it when I get to the top after I've taken it in already. Taking in the view and
Oh,
everything, and then I get to take my photos. So it's like you can still capture those moments if you're, but you gotta. I don't know where I'm going with that, but anyway, you can capture those moments, but you gotta take it in first. You gotta enjoy it, be present in the moment, and then look at the future.
that was some wise shit, bro. I gotta give you like some snaps on that one, bro.
snap, snap, snap,
That was
snap, snap.
poetic.
That is good.
But yeah. there's two things I want to say. One, there was a Nipsey Hussle quote that helped me immensely because I was listening to an interview and he said, I didn't need to worry when I ran into a bump in the road because I knew it wasn't a roadblock since I had a plan. He was like, and I had to amend my plan many times over. The plans that I made didn't always work, but I didn't let everything deter me and take me off course because emotionally, I knew when my emotions went crazy, I still had a plan. So I just got to go back and work the plan. You know,
Stick to the process.
and I want to touch on what you said because there's a lot of like you want to talk about vulnerability when you said, like, oh, was I, jacking off? Was I doing this? Was I doing that? And like having accountability. I think there's something for running inventory because I know, and I want to ask you some more about the strategies that you use to keep you on track because I know that you're probably implementing those into your artists, but for everyone that isn't in the artist academy that's just learning about you and through you on our podcast, I want to get into this because I know for me when I was super depressed, sounds crazy as fuck to a lot of people, I had two exercises that I would do, one in the morning and one at night when I would stretch, right? And in the morning, um, I would literally just, as soon as I rolled out of bed, start stretching, and I would have a notebook, and I would draw a line down the page, and on one side I would write me, and on the other side I would write God. You can write the universe, you can write whatever the fuck you want, but I knew for me, life felt like there was so much pressure on me that I was like, what can I handle, and what can't I handle? And I literally got myself in this mind state. And so my side would be easy. It would be like, it wouldn't always be make the bed, It might just be brush my teeth,
Yeah.
shower, feed myself,
Yeah.
try and have fun, and look for places where I can be of use, right? And the
Mhm.
other side, I would put everything. I would put work, traffic, people, money, food, everything that I couldn't handle. You know what I mean? When life was just crushing down on me, anything that I could think of, I put it over there and just watch what happened during my day. I can't tell you how many times I was broke than a motherfucker. And the days that I put food on this one side, someone would be like, yo, are you hungry? And shout out to my homegirl Linda Tran because she fed me so many fucking times, probably more than like any of my homeboys collectively all put together, right? I can't tell you how many days she would feed me when I was hungry. Um, but
That's the
anyways,
reason why I'm never scared to start any journey of doing anything
mm,
because along that way, someone's going to be there to help you. And I always think about the analogy when you're watching the movie, the hero gets blown out of the sky. So he's like falling to the desert. It's got to be the desert. They crash land. And then he's like surviving the crash land and he's exhausted and fatigued and he passes out. And
mm-hmm.
then he wakes up, and then he's open to this oasis of women fanning him with big, great green leaves, and they have water. And wait a minute, I thought it was a desert. Where do they get water from?
Yeah.
Right? I look at it like that. Along that journey of that desert, you get always that person that is out there to save that person that is trying to do great in the world. Because
Mm,
they not saying they're an opportunist like how you said, but because you see your place, aces in their places, right? Like that's what you gotta do. You find your purpose. Like, fuck
mm-hmm.
it. I can't be the sniper, but I can quickly load his motherfucking ammo, or I can quickly say your coordinates is 5 and then I know the wind is doing this and like that. Bow, got him. You find your spot. Your ace is your place. And the ace is that, where you're acing it at. You know what I mean? So like me and Zach was talking about this yesterday. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I said like this, Zach, I don't even know if I want to edit.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know if editing is something I want to do. I'm like, hold on, wait a second. Let's talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
You just got a lot on
And
your plate right now.
just got a lot. Yeah.
Hey, you know
But
something? Bro? director's cut, right? There's a reason why there's a director's cut of shit. And it's like you might have your vision for it, and your vision and everything might not necessarily, you might not have the resource of time, you know, to do it. So you can say, I like this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and hand it to somebody. And it's not wrong to outsource things. Like this is something in like Think and Grow Rich, where he talks about having a mastermind team, you know, and finding people that have specialities, you know. And so like I know Zack isn't going to be the only person that you hit up for editing. And as you get busier and more invested in the lives of other people, that takes something from you as well. And right now, maybe editing in that moment was something that took energy you didn't have to give, right? Like you weren't in a creative space. So if you're not inspired, the work that you're going to make is subpar anyways. You feel me? And a lot of people like, and this is something that I'm curious about. When you're talking to your artists and you're walking them through your academy, you know, is there a level of like who gets priority with you with what? How do you organize all that? Because
Great
how many
question.
artists do you have?
Yeah, great question. Great question. So in the Artist Academy, the only artist that is enrolled officially by making a payment is Catch a Vibe, Cav, the one that just did the show. We just got him a
Oh, wow.
show. And so far he's coachable. He's listening. He's
Mm,
excited. Like he's down. Like, gosh, like listen, right? Like I know I'm not the guru, you guys. I'm not the guru, but I know how to generate income from my personality. And once I established that the more me that I am, the more money I make. I'm like, wait a minute. So when people try to tell me to be quiet and calm down and stuff like that, I'm like, no, I'm
mm-hmm,
still gonna tell you. I'm still gonna be like, because it's me, bro, and that has made me more money off of that, and it proves it even now when I showed it on Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok. I see the data analysis now, and I'm like, oh, that's what they want. They want the confident, charismatic Craig Doby.
And so, how does that translate into your artist? Like, what are you bringing that out of him? Because if he's the only person that is that's serious enough that they're putting their money behind their career,
So,
you,
and then I got off. Thank you for getting me back on track. So, and
yeah,
then so there's Cap. He's in the Artist Academy, right? We're
mm-hmm,
taking from zero from rebranding because he was Arco to Go. Okay, I've changed more than 5 names already right now. Like, I'm getting more. You know what I mean? And it's changing because it comes down with the artist integrity. If you ain't got money, don't be calling your name Big Dollar Bill. You
mm,
ain't got no money to pay for videographers. Like you can't even pay me. Why are you calling yourself Big Dollar Bill? You can't pay me for photos. You know what I mean? So like, there's that artist integrity. So the other artists that I work with though, that heavily and faithfully, and I love my guys. We got Jay Fly because Jay Fly was the original of who when I was like, okay, I want to be a manager, but like Jay Fly, if you buy this video, I'm going to try to work with you for 14 days and we'll see how it goes. He's like, all right, I'm starting. So, and we did
mm-hmm,
Ain't No Way. And from day one, I was like, okay, let's look at your stuff. We looked at everything. Day 5, this is what we'll expect to do. Day 14, we should have been able to do this, 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 and this. You know what I mean? And so far, like at first, it was a little rough because he didn't have, I think, a syllabus. Now I got a syllabus, right?
okay.
He didn't have a syllabus. I didn't know what to do. It was more like a beta, but we still got results. Oh, he cut
Oh,
out.
I think his
Phone died.
internet might have went out. His computer might have died
Uh,
or something.
uh,
Damn.
yeah, I guess I'll speed it up. Anyways, we probably long anyways. But not man.
We'll see if he comes
No, just
back.
working with Jay Fly. Uh, Next was who was next? Was it Jordan Johnson?
Jordan
Darn, it was
Johnson.
Jay Fly, Jordan Johnson, Mike Jesus, and Daddy Backwood are my artists. That's my team. This section is what we go by.
The
You can find
section?
those artists. Yeah, that's what it's not a full solid name, but I got our group name that I want it to be that, you know what I mean? But right now, what we're working on right now is actually being a collaborative team, and so far they are doing excellent. They're doing a lot of songs together. Finally, yes,
Oh
thank you.
yeah, bro.
So it's finally working. They're doing songs together. They're working together. And this month we're working on Jay Fly a little bit more because this is his birthday month. So, March, we're marching into March with strong energy, bro. So today this is gonna be big energy for you guys letting me on that podcast. And once again, I appreciate it.
Of
But
course.
yeah,
Kemper will be back here in
I'm
a few
currently
minutes. His computer just overheated, and so he's
it's
coming
all
back.
good. Shoot, honestly, we can cut it a little bit anyway because I got a few clients that are hitting me up right now. Uh,
Well,
I
let
do
Kemper
I
get
really
back so
do that.
he gets to say goodbye and give you his last 2 cents. But
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, dude, it's like I didn't actually know you were starting that group, dude, or that you started that group. That's pretty dope.
Thank you, bro.
Damn, bro,
Seriously, man. It's,
that's
it's been
awesome.
some it's been some challenges. But what I'm learning though, Zach, is the more that I'm aligned with myself, it like my chalice overfills and overflows into theirs. You know what I mean? So like that's how I look at it. And there's days I'll be wondering, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, yesterday was you seen my saturation report yesterday. That was low. But I bounced right back up, baby.
Yeah,
I bounced right back
you
up.
came
Today is a
back.
new month. I went to work out. I booked my first Airbnb. No, my second Airbnb. The first people, they didn't show up, but I got paid.
Oh
I'm like,
shit.
what? Right, right. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. I gotta check again. Anyways, I might be speaking too fast. I'm hoping I got paid. Then this guy, his name is Jared. And bro, I thought he was gonna be weird. Bro, super cool dude, dog. Super cool. We shot a music video. He comes downstairs. Shot a music video in my house, right?
Yeah.
And he comes downstairs. I'm like, fudge, he's gonna give me a bad review. We loud. He's like, oh, what you guys going on, man? I'm like, shoot, it's already good energy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, this is what we do. And he talks about we instantly, he is like, good job. And then as the artist leaves, we instantly like started talking about the Salem Witch project when they was
Oh
doing the
yeah, the
burning the room and
trials and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I loved him immediately, right? Because we can talk about that kind of stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Some off the wall shit.
and off the wall stuff. And he was like, people think I'm crazy when I do talk about that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, yeah, be careful. But at the same time, it's like nowadays you have to expect the unexpected. You have to think outside of the brain. That's why when things happen like, wow, oh, Jeffrey killed him. I didn't expect it to ever happen. Or boom, a mass murder of 1,500 people were destroyed in a thing. Oh, we didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, you got to expect the unexpected. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
you know. But no, man, it's been really good. The academy, I got the physical wellness Facebook group going on right now. I got 5 people in there. We're waiting for one more person to do an introduction. Everybody else introduce themselves.
So wait, where
Um,
how do people get into this academy? What do they got to
yeah,
do?
yep. Contact me. I do a complimentary consultation. And what that looks like is me asking you, right? Life is about 2 things, either selling or being sold, right? And it's also about perception. So I have to be able to know how to sell you, right? And that's knowing your who, what, where, when, why, how, right? We got to
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
You don't
full
know that about
circle.
yourself. Yeah. If you don't know that about yourself, then I suggest you look in the mirror and start getting to work, right? And then next, I ask artists, why choose me? Because you gotta be interested in it first, right?
Yeah.
It's not me just searching for you. That digital media production, the Craig Doby digital media production, I can cold call and getting all stuff like that. With the Artists Academy, I want it to be a straight up, you gotta want to do this. And so ask why me, right? A lot of artists say this: I'm professional, they can trust me, and it looks like I know what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
So with the transparency, honest, and respect, that is my sales style. And so far, my 3 C's, content clarity and consistency, has put me, I feel like, in a different category. Like I'm not just a videographer, photographer. But that's how you got to
digital
enroll.
media producer.
Right, exactly. And then just last thing, during the consultation, I just asked them, what are 3 goals that that you can accomplish by yourself, but you're not really getting them done. It's what you've been doing. We're not trying to put you down, but it hasn't been really working like the way that you want it to. But knowing that
Yeah.
that you have my access to my network and having my coaching for 3 months, it is an exclusive um program. For 3 months you would have access to me coaching you, to videos, to my artists, my connects, my network, um strategies. It's
Yeah.
not just about music. It's about actually physical and wellness too. You want to go ahead and get fit with me? We can plan on days doing that. There's a lot of stuff info that has to go in it, because as an artist, you gotta look good too.
Yeah.
So we do about styling, all that stuff, right? So long story short, the best way to do it is by contacting me, and I can give you guys my information. You guys will have all that stuff. And yeah, man,
Yeah. Links will be in the
CraigDoby.com.
bio. So
Yeah, yeah.
CraigDoby.com. So you'll find it.
CraigDoby.com is the website. Follow me, Craig Doby, CRAIG, D as in dog, O, B as in boy, Y. CraigDoby.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm heavily on Facebook, so you can follow me on either, and honestly, Facebook, Instagram,
You're gonna have
as
to get
that's
an
where.
Instagram made for this group you're making now too. You have to manage 2 Instagrams, bro. You really want to pump this shit to the next level, you make a group Instagram. You start promoting these guys as a group.
Makes
Boom.
sense.
That's what
Done
I'm
deal.
thinking.
I got you. Hey, I gotta get up out of here.
All right,
Hey,
dude.
yep, I
Damn.
love y'all.
All right,
I
dude.
love y'all. Tell Kim, you too. I gotta make these calls, and
Yeah,
we're
I'll let
gonna
him
get it
know.
in. Happy Hoodlums, bro. Happy Hoodlums.
Hey,
Y'all stay
dude.
safe. We
Thanks for being on the
going.
podcast, Craig.
All right. Hello, everybody. I gotta apologize. Some technical errors went on. My computer crashed on me, so I had to go and download Discord on my other computer. And while that was happening, Craig got hit up by a ton of people because he's a busy, busy dude. So Craig Doby will return.
Yeah.
Episode 13, aka episode 1 of the Happy Hoodlums podcast, but 13 formally, is still a good one. We're gonna take the best that we can from it. We got to say big ups to Zack, because thank you for holding it down. So if this is a little bit of a weird sign off, just know we're still getting things all dialed in, and
Yeah.
we tried our best. But we'll be back with you, and we love you, and thank you for anyone that stuck around, that watched it, that hung out. And we hope you enjoy the preview of Craig Doby, and all of our friendship together, between me, him, and Zack. Hopefully now yourselves. So, yep.